Hi everyone, this is Dr. Christina Rahm, and I'm going to talk at Root You today about the Peptide brand. I'm so excited because we've been anticipating this brand for years. I've worked on it for years, and being able to launch Crush first I think was so important to get the building blocks of the peptides inside the body. You know, as a person who's aging and someone who's a scientist, I've always understood that your peptides really are needed as kind of the scaffold or basically the canvas of your body, inside and outside. So providing that for the inside of the body is so important, and also for the outside. I obviously cannot make claims. I have to put the medical disclaimer up here. We can't claim to treat, diagnose, mitigate, prevent, or cure diseases, and we aren't in this educational video. We are going to tell you about the ingredients within the Peptide brand and why it matters, why it's important along with Crush and the rest of the Root products, and then also why it's helpful with Reno, which was our first skincare, and our Tea Mist, which is really other components that help with the skin. So let's start talking about the peptide serum, the peptide cleanser, and the moisturizer, and let's introduce the Ella Pure peptide line. We're going to go in depth more later, but this is an overview so that you guys can understand really what this brand does and what this line does and how important it is and how it's different than other peptide brands. It's kind of like Reno with the phytoplanktons and how it was made. There's other phytoplanktons and hyaluronic acid out there. However, I'm using very clean ingredients in a manufacturing process which really cleans everything out during the manufacturing and then actually puts things into the ingredients so they're able to be catalyst, to really activate, to mediate, and to talk between the pathways so that things in the body really support each other in a more cohesive way, whether it's inside the body or outside. So let's understand the peptide influence on skin health. Peptides are short amino acids that serve as building blocks of protein, like collagen, elastin, and keratin. Those are crucial for skin function and structure. Some of you guys know that I have patents that are around restructuring the skin, regenerating the skin, hair, and nails, reversal of aging. I really try to take components of that and build that into the skincare line so I could really support, again, people's natural body, but build upon what they have so they can even look their very best and take away the things that are bothering them. And I say this constantly, you can't just put paint in a dirty room. You need to clean the room first. When you redecorate a house, you don't just keep all the trash in. And I think that's the secret to a lot of what we're doing. We're able to really clean out each ingredient in the product, really make sure that we have the most wholesome products, and then in the process, I'm using heating, cooling, fracking, and different methods to really cohesively build bioavailability so that you have the blocks that you need for your skin and for the rest of the body. Let's talk about collagen production. Peptides really stimulate collagen. I don't know if you guys know this. Collagen actually can't go directly into the skin. It's not 100% bioavailable. I actually put a collagen mask on my skin yesterday, but I had samples of the Peptide brand and used part of it underneath the collagen mask so that I could help that really penetrate and go into my body in a more copacetic, cohesive, and communicative way. And what I mean by that is, yes, your cells communicate. Yes, your skin and the different components communicate. And you've really got to work on that communication and make sure it's healthy. And that's one of the things I love about these peptides, because you really want the skin to be firm. It's really important as you age. You're not going to look like you look when you're 16, but you can still have beautiful skin. You want to reduce the fine lines and the wrinkles, and that was another aim and goal of really why I made these products. I did want to improve the skin barrier. I talk about this all the time. When the pandemic happened and everything else, everyone was wearing a mask, everyone was wearing gloves, everyone was wearing everything to protect them, and we even have a protective clothing line and skincare line that helps with that. But I understand as many building blocks as you can have to protect this beautiful organ called the skin, the better. And so I was really able to use peptides that could focus on strengthening the skin's protective barrier, keeping it hydrated and protected, and helping it protect itself against the environmental damage, which we all know is all around us. I also wanted to make sure that I made the products in a sequence so that they could communicate for skin repair. Skin repair is essential. It's one of the things that I've worked on my entire career. career. Being able to heal and regenerate is a focus. And I understand that sustainability is never 100% there. Even when we heal things, which we can't claim we're healing, we can claim we're helping the body try to protect itself so it will use its natural properties to heal. All of that is so very, very important. In fact, if you say to me, well, other brands do this, my question is, what sequence of peptides are they using? How are they manufacturing it? How are they making the peptides and sourcing it? And what is the what is the stability process of the peptides? And all of that really matters. And scientists that have focused on this in their career understand that. However, there's a lot of people in labs and a lot of different products out there where I'm not sure they completely understood the whole sequencing and how to really make these products so they could penetrate, become bioavailable, be efficacious and safe, and really be used as the building blocks. The reason this peptide line is so important is I do understand, and as a scientist, I was able to provide a sequencing pattern so it could be used to provide these building blocks for the skin. I also really wanted to reduce inflammation. I understand the microbiome. I talk about it all the time. I understand how inflammation really causes the body to have problems, epigenetics. We cause autoimmune disorders. I understand that the skin is a source that shows what's going on in the inside of the body. So when you have cancer or a rash or anything in the skin, there's usually a secondary problem called inflammation inside the body, which leads to autoimmune disorders and diseases. Peptides are known to have anti-inflammatory properties. They're known to soothe the skin. They're also known to reduce redness, and all of that was extremely important to me. Understanding that the goal was not just to have beautiful skin. The goal was to have the best skin in the world so that you would be able to really look at yourself in the mirror and see the beautiful person that you are. We each have a different component to our skin. Our DNA is different. I wanted this to be available for all skin types, so that people that were teenagers could use it, people that were in their 80s and 90s could use it and really feel like they were doing what was best for their skin. And it was very, very important to me to do that. Hydration for me is essential. For those of you that are oily out there, I want you to understand that's not what hydration is. We're not putting oil that will make your skin even worse. This is going to hydrate so it looks subtle, so that it looks plump, so that it has all the water it needs. We understand that we all need water for our bodies. We have to understand we have to hydrate the skin too. And peptides are really, really good at that. So let's talk about the serum. The serum boosts collagen, and that was really the effect that we were targeting. I wanted to improve elasticity and to really provide the peptide so that it could boost different areas of the skin by using its natural ability. I also wanted to make sure that amino acids were added. These are really, really important when it comes to repairing, to hydrating, and to resilience. And so adding that as a building block was essential to this first line. Witch hazel is one of my favorite products, but I was able to source a particular type of witch hazel and clean it and then use it to really go into the formula, help with the inflammation again, help with the different types of hydration as well as balancing oil. This was key to me because witch hazel is one of those things where if you have oily skin, it will balance that. If you have dry skin, it will balance that, and it activates some of the peptides in a catalytic way so that they communicate in a different format, and that was important to me as well. I added lots of vegetable glycerin. A lot of people don't like glycerin, and I don't like a ton of it, but I like it a little bit from certain sources so that I can draw out moisture and soften the skin. Also using certain oils that I know would not cause oiliness in the skin, but would help hydrate deeply and really go into balancing the skin was so important. Because again, some people have combination skin, some people have dry skin, some people have oily skin, and you really need to balance in everything. And then I added, of course, sodium and lactate because I was helping with the retention of the moisture, and I wanted to add something that would really hold it in. And then I utilized different botanical extracts so that I could really help again with the communication, hoping the skin would naturally communicate to heal and really enhance vitality so that the skin would look again even more beautiful. So the ingredients are listed here. There's a lot, and we will go more in depth in those later, but I wanted to make sure that we pointed these out so you guys can look at them. I know a lot of people are not familiar with working with peptides, but we will do an in-depth conversation on this as we dig further. Please note, I did add black cumin seed. I added horsetail extract, wild geranium, dandelion extract, and a lot of other really great key ingredients to the actual peptide blend. I wanted again to integrate these things so they could communicate with the skin and the body to provide the most beautiful scaffold or canvas so that you can build upon what you really want to be. People ask me how much of this product they should use. And here's my comment. Everyone's skin's different. I use 1 to 2 pumps, and I use it in the morning and night. Sometimes during the day, I will use the moisturizer, but I usually try to use all 3 products at least twice a day. I do put the Reno on either first or last, and I also use the products on my hands and my neck and my chest. But again, like all skincare lines and like hair products, people usually use a different amount. Everyone's different in what they need. So what are the benefits of the serum? I'm really excited about the serum, you guys, because when we launched Reno, people sometimes said we need more moisture. We need more plumpness in the skin, and I really wanted to be able to provide that. The reason Reno is so important is the phytoplankton, being able to put the aminos and omegas and the vitamins and minerals just chalked into that phytoplankton, and all the other ingredients in Reno are really needed. The microbiome of the skin is like the microbiome of the body. You've really got to protect it, and you've got to balance it, and it takes work. It's not something that just happens. Naturally, our bodies are made to succeed. God made us these beautiful creatures, but He also gave us minds to think and use critical thinking. And that means as a scientist, I was able to develop a brand that could really help people. And the truth is, your skin needs help. It has to balance. It has to have moisture. It has to hydrate. When you say I have wrinkles all over my skin, are you using a peptide? Are you hydrating? What kind of serum are you using? Those are the questions we need to ask, because you really need something that will be good for your skin. And I believe this particular peptide line is going to work with a lot of different skin types, and will be able to really implement these changes into a lot of people's lives. So the benefits are, again, we are aiming at the skin texture and smoothness. I've seen a lot of great results with that. The collagen production for my skin, I feel like, has been extremely good. We do have some preliminary research on it that we can send over later, where we looked at the plumpness of the skin when we were in the lab. So we can provide some of that to the community. We do have clinical research also on the Reno brand and some of the things that won't go along with that, showing the smoothness of the collagen. And I'm integrating Reno into this because I'm trying to make you guys understand how you use all of this together to really help the overall health of the skin. The tea mist, just so everyone knows, is my final spray during the morning. I also at night will do it as a final spray so that I can feel like I have a sealant when I go to bed, because that has a lot of tea and natural ingredients and vitamins and minerals as well that really help with the pore structure and really help with the effect across the skin. Some people said to me when they use a serum, and you can probably see my skin today, the serum does make it look, dewy is the word that I will use. So if you feel like that bothers you, just use a lot of loose powder over that, but make sure any powder you're using is healthy for your skin as well. A lot of makeup that's out there is not healthy for the skin, and you don't want to run the beautiful face that you're creating if you buy different makeup that just has toxins in it. It's really important that you try to take that out. We do not currently have a makeup line. We're hoping to launch that next year or the following year. We had planned to do it this year, but because of all the things going on, we felt like it was more essential and important to launch the skincare brand first, so you guys have the building blocks before you use the makeup. Again, going back to the benefits, you have wound healing, you have antioxidants, soothing, calming benefits, anti-inflammatory properties, protection of the skin, aiming at developing the really collagen and lipids around the skin, helping the microbiome. That is the goal of this serum. We also really wanted to make sure people have fine lines. They can put it around there, even doubling your dose around your eyes or your lips, which are certain points, and then your neck. and your décolleté are very important because that will target those areas so they look better and so they aren't as noticeable. So what about the cleanser? This really probably should have been the first step that I talked about, but some people use cleanser in the middle of the day, some people use it in the morning, some people use it at night. I typically use it twice a day, in the morning when I get up and the night before I go to bed. But I really used a lot of non-irritating cleansers in this. It was really important. I was trying to balance the skin while you're cleaning and detoxing the skin. That was extremely important. So if you look at the cleanser, there's a lot of anti-aging peptides in this cleanser. I targeted the anti-aging properties of peptides so they could go in, and while you're cleansing, you're not just detoxing and stripping, but again, you're going in and adding properties so the skin starts working in a more effective way. I also aimed at calming and healing the skin by using different flower extracts. And the reason that was important is there's certain flowers that we know naturally, shamans and different types of people in the Indian culture, Middle Eastern culture, and different religions really help with the healing of the skin. So I leaned upon my background and different things that I've understood to really help with that. Additionally, the black cumin seed, the burdock root, and the nettle leaf extract were really important to me. I had patents around these different areas. I knew that I wanted to purify and detox and clean the skin and balance it, and that was the purpose of really adding those, along with the different hemp seed oil and along with the vitamin B5. Again, soothing, hydrating, nourishing, cleaning, but supplementing and protecting and calming the skin at the same time. You think you're washing your skin, but what you're really doing is cleaning it, protecting it, providing barriers, calming, signaling the skin so it will really balance itself. Every time you clean your skin, please start thinking, listen, I'm doing peptides right here that are helping with the anti-aging properties of my skin. That's what needs to go through your mind, and this is really, really important. Again, you can use this cleanser on your chest, on your neck, on your hands. You could even use it on your overall body. Same with all three of these products. The ingredients, there's a lot of ingredients, and again, we will double down on this, but I did use also salicylic acid. I used some alcohol. I used different types of seeds and roots and plants along with the peptides. I even infused different vitamins and CAPB because I wanted to be able to really implement those effects. Even though this is a cleanser, I look at this as more of a supplement. Let's go on to the next slide. Let's go back. So let's look at the German label and the United States label. You will notice a few differences. We can go into that later. As we discussed, we did do different testing. We have certain icons. We're going to continue to do testing and continue to go forward at implementing the best sourcing, the best manufacturing process, the best patents and patent pending processes so you guys can have a peptide line that no one in the world could ever have outside of this community. Let's go into the benefits again. Deep cleansing, again, we're removing impurity, We're removing any excess oil, we're cleaning, we're making it fresh. Anything that isn't pure, we're trying to take out of the skin. Hydrating is a major focus here with B5 vitamins and cannabis sativa that was added, which is hemp seed oil. I thought that was really, really important because I wanted to balance the skin. Reducing the fine lines and wrinkles, again, was a particular goal of a cleanser. So I want to say that again. I use peptides aimed at reducing the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles in a cleanser. And it's kind of like clean slate. Everyone thinks of clean slate as a detox or cleanser, but it's also a remediation and a supplement. And I really want everyone to understand that about the skincare line as well. Let's go on to the moisturizer. The moisturizer I feel like is extremely important to the skin. Anybody that really needs that plumpness, I used all aloe vera juice, I used avocado oil, I used different seed oils and tea leaf extract again, as well as shea butter. And then I added different things that have to do with the peptide, which will really focus on looking at the skin. Let's go over the ingredients. So if you look at the ingredients, again, there's a lot in here. Looking at different vitamins, I did think it was really important to implement, again, the green tea leaf extract to help. I'm always also looking at making sure I put properties into the skin which are anti-cancerogenic. I can't claim that we will reduce or get rid of cancer, but I always try to use things that protect the skin against that. So I did bring in black cumin seed, vitamin B, vitamin E, green tea, along with different avocado and plant derivatives so that we could really, again, focus on these things. Seeds, roots, leaves, oils, all of those things. I think we all know that I have a patent against lectin, which talks about keeping the nutrients in, but getting everything bad out. And again, that is the goal of the skincare line. Let's keep the beauty in that God gave you, and let's make it work even better, right? Again, I always look at what were you made to do and how do you do it while you feel your best and look your best. And this line goes along with the rest of the root products at really giving you that greatness back in your life so that you are proud of who you are and you feel your very best. Here's the label. You guys can see there's a difference between the German label and the United States label and the other countries that are out there. We are facilitating that on their website as well so that everybody has their version of what they can use in their country. We did have to balance this in different countries because everyone has different rules. We're super excited we're able to launch this in most of the 80 countries that we're in. So for benefits of the moisturizer, I want to go back to this line is looking at moisture retention. This line is looking at deep hydration. We're looking at skin protection, and we're also, while you protect it, we want a barrier. See, there's a little bit of a difference between protection and a barrier. You want that twofold punch, and that's what we were able to do during this. I don't know what those balloons were. Somebody just sent balloons off in the video. Marty. Anyway, and so then we also focused on anti-aging and skin repair. So again, yes, I have patents in this area. I wanted to implement some of that into this line so we could really stimulate, regenerate, reduce fine lines. I have to be very careful about claiming this. The governments are very strict on anything that has to do with the skin. Instead, I really want to focus on telling you guys, by giving you all of this great stuff, you're able to really assist the body as it pertains to being its very best, looking its very best, providing the building blocks, communicating through different pathways in the body so that you really are able to give the body the sources so it works in the best way. Let's say this, when you have a cell phone and you get on a plane, your cell phone line goes down and you can't communicate, right? The same thing happens in the skin. If you're not providing it with the ingredients it needs, not just on the inside, but on the outside, that signaling of repair and those building blocks so that you still look good shut down. So basically, you just start aging and you don't look great. You got to give your body the natural building blocks and support it needs so that it opens up that communication again, and then it really can build upon what it has and be even better than it was. So what are the possible side effects of the peptide lines? Some people have skin irritation. Some people do have allergic reaction to any kind of skincare, whether it's an oil or a butter or a vitamin or a mineral. This is very, very rare with the products and ingredients that I used. It's generally well tolerated. It's considered safe. They're very rare that people will see anything, but if you do, please let us know. This is a new skincare product, so if you want to try it out on a patch of skin first for a couple of days, like on your wrist or just your hand, you could do that if you're worried about it. We did provide some references. We will dig deep into this later, but I wanted to get this first pass out. We're super excited about launching this throughout the world. This is just another thing to help people, and I say this all the time: protect, build, remediate, and grow. Do it. You have to focus on doing it. You cannot let your body just take care of itself. God made it beautiful. You do have what you need, but you have to activate what you need. You have to build upon it, and that means giving it the natural things that can really support that growth, and that's what this line does.